It was New Year's Eve 2012. We were opening late Christmas gifts, and I started to open another one of the gifts. This one was from my brother from another mother, Justin. I opened it up to find a copy of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess for the Nintendo Wii. Now, I had seen that game before, because whenever Justin and his friend would come over to my house, they would play that game. I also happened to notice that the game was T-rated. Up to that point, I had only ever played one other T-rated game in my life, and that game was Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So I was a little skeptical on whether or not my mom would let me play it. Surprisingly, she was fine with it, so I popped it into my Wii and played it. I enjoyed what I played of it, but it wasn't exactly something I was that interested in playing, so I didn't touch it for a while. One day, on a whim, I decided to play it again. I was near Kakariko Village at the time, so I was at least making progress, and I don't know how it happened. But something about that game just clicked with me, and suddenly, I was hooked into it. I played it as much as I possibly could, and soon enough, I beat it. It was one of the first times I can recall beating a game, so I was proud of myself. I began to have an interest in the rest of the series. Then, on my 12th birthday, while we were in my grandpa's house in Florida, my parents surprised me with a copy of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and a Wii Motion Plus device. I was very happy with that, and I remember it taking me over a year to finally finish the dang game. As time went on, I got other Zelda games like Zelda 1, Zelda 2, A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. I liked all of them, but the one I was most intrigued by was Majora's Mask. One reason was because I was terrified of a lot of things in the game. Another reason was because I knew how to get all the masks in the game before playing it, so I collected them all. And to this day, whenever I go back to play Majora's Mask, I always have to collect all the masks. Always. I even went out of my way to 100% complete the game, and man, it was hard, but it was so worth it. Then, in late 2014, when it was announced that Majora's Mask was getting a 3DS remake, just like Ocarina of Time, I was hyped. My favorite Zelda game getting remade from the ground up. But you may be wondering, why is Majora's Mask my favorite game of all time? Well, to answer that, we have to go back a bit. After 4th grade, my mom decided to transfer me to homeschool. Unfortunately, my only real friend, Corey Dayton Jr., aka Ninja Cat on YouTube, had moved away to Nebraska, so I was stuck without any friends and I couldn't exactly make any since, well, I was homeschooled. One day, my mom found this kid named Caleb Terpstra near our house. I met with him and we just hit it off big time. Seriously, I can't recall a single time when I had this much fun playing video games with someone. Yeah, he was that good. In fact, he hardly did much wrong, around me anyway. He was the best friend that I could ever ask for. Then, on April 21st, 2015, my mom got a call from Mrs. Terpstra saying that Caleb Terpstra had suddenly passed away. That was the worst day of my life. Not only was I devastated, I was flat out heartbroken. Someone that I truly cared about just all of a sudden stripped away from me. Now, keep in mind I am a Christian, so this death caused me to question my faith in Jesus Christ. I kept asking him, why? Why Caleb? A kid who was a sweetheart, just gone. Why? It was the lowest point in my life. So you may be wondering, what does any of this have to do with Majora's Mask? Well, Caleb died on April 20th, 2015, which is also 2 days before my 14th birthday. The worst possible time to lose someone, if you ask me. But you know what got me through it all? You guessed it, Majora's Mask. Specifically, the Majora's Mask remake on 3DS. That game had such a big theme of going through grief, accepting death, and moving on. So, to put it simply, Majora's Mask 3D simply came to me at the right time when I was ready to be amazed by video games. I've only ever told one person about what I went through. But now, that's all going to change. I made this video to clear my guilt and tell everyone on the internet what grief was like for me. And that, ladies and gents, is why Majora's Mask is my favorite game of all time. Until then, I'm the Super Gamer, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!